Yeah, but honestly, it does take a lot of three-dimensional thinking, and that's the easiest one by far. Like, all the boxes are right next to where you need to put them. There's no real interpretation. Later on, it becomes very subjective, and you can put the boxes anywhere, and at a certain point, you just go crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're done with this room. As you can see, that it unlocked a pedestal, which allows us to get to a switch in an earlier room that I did not explore, simply because there's no real reason to.
Except to get ambushed by the spider wall-crawling idiots.
Right, of course. Which is a great pastime in and of itself.
Always. Because what we like to see is more of the guys we hate.
And thankfully we're back in this pitch black effing room from hell. And sadly, this is actually a lot cleaner than it appears when you actually try to go through it in the game. Like, you can kind of make out the floor here, which is nice. It's sad when you even amplify the levels of the game, you still can't see anything.
Yeah.
And here's our first little surprise monster. Hey, how you doing? Nice placements. But thankfully they're not much to deal with. And it gets stuck on the camera.
Yeah. That camera can be a little unwieldy around the walls.
The camera is a little unwieldy, period, but it does... I mean, it works well enough, I suppose. It's got a very Dreamcast-y feel. Considering this is on the Dreamcast, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it does feel a lot like you're playing Jet Grind Radio.
I never would have made that analogy. What's neat about the spears in this area is that they have, it's kind of a spidery skull sort of design on them, which is a lot easier to see on, the 128-bit Dreamcast than it was to see on the 32-bit PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what those look like. Were they just like squares?
They looked like smiley suns. I was very confused.
That's pretty awesome. So you can see the whole goal was to turn on the vent, let you get up a little bit further, and we're going to actually continue this pattern for the rest of the level. All we're doing is messing with things to turn on vents.
Circulating some air. Oh yeah.
That's how we do, man. That's how we do.
Yeah, that was extremely lame even for me.
You know, everyone has their ups and downs. It's okay, we'll let you live.
Hopefully in this level there'll be more ups than downs.
I don't know, dude. I don't think that's possible. I think we just need to survive this level. Oh, so I didn't even notice the guy. These are worshippers. Basically, there's two types. There's adepts and novitiates. I don't know.
Novitiate?
One throws... yeah, whatever. One throws knives, the other has staff attacks. The knife throwers are the ones you have to worry about. They really can kick your ass pretty quick.
What's a major bummer is that the guys with the spears, after they die, their spears fade away with them. They can't, so you can't kill them and then take their spear for later use on a vampire.
The plus side is that humans are really easy to kill, and they do not have any form of regeneration. I mean, they'll reappear later, I believe, if you come through certain spots where they're set to respawn, but they don't get back up like vampires do.
Which is a little bit of a disadvantage as well, because you can't keep one pinned down. You can't keep one permanently pinned down in an area. You have to keep killing them over and over again if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, and if you're running low on health, that means you're going to be shifting into the spectral realm a lot to keep yourself back to normal. Oh, I hate these guys.
This is the number one thing I hate about these guys, is that when you use the Soul Reaver to take one down, and then you use the, you finally get a soul, get the Reaver back, and you're just about to land the killing blow, and then they freaking come out of the dizzy state. And then you have to work it all over again.
Yeah, and they come out of the dizzy state really, really fast. Thankfully, there's weapons in these areas. But one of the downside is we kept picking up those stupid spears earlier. I don't even know how you take them into a room. I think you can sort of shove them through a wall if you really try. But there's really no point for half those spears.
I think I've tried throwing them through the bars and trying to glitch them through the bars, and really those spears, every other spear in the game can be used as a weapon and for decoration. Those are pretty much solely decoration.
Yeah, they're terrible. Anyway, here's some more of your 3D thinking.
And this is actually, I have to admit, as much as I hate it because it's a block puzzle, it's one of the neater block puzzles because you have to pay attention to which way the pipes are going. So you have to align the block properly so that in order to funnel the air current.
Yeah, I like the fact that it actually has a sort of functional mentality to it as well. That if you notice, the one curve actually follows through to the next area, and it actually makes a complete circuit or air currents or whatever you want to call it. But it's actually pretty clever. Here you can see I didn't need to switch it because since we have two sides, you can tell which way it's facing.
Also, I like how I like the positive reinforcement here with the once you have two blocks locked in place, they start with that humming.
Yes, I love the humming, and the fact that it changes color a little bit lets you know kind of how everything's working.
Yeah, exactly. Although, dick move on the part of the developers, throwing you a block puzzle, and they're like, you know what? The player's probably getting bored at this point. Let's just drop a vampire on him.
Yeah, that's pretty effing terrible. The vampires respawning in the middle of the puzzle is bad. This is not even the bad one. Thankfully, on the worst one, there are no vampires, but it's pretty effed up. Screw that guy. I'm not dealing with that guy.
Yeah, they're just not worth the effort. Although at one point I had, again, I didn't know what I was doing when I was first playing this, and I was running low on health, and I think I was really stubborn about going into the spectral realm, so I was trying to stay in the material plane as long as possible, and I ended up finally, after, it took a lot of effort, and I wouldn't recommend this for a Let's Play because of the amount of time it took, but I managed to crush one of the vampires under a box.
Wow, really? Did it actually kill him, or did he just get stuck?
It actually crushed him.
Wow, that's impressive.
I was able to get his soul and everything. It was pretty awesome.
So, these guys, one hit from the Soul Reaver. Yeah, you can just run around slapping them, they're dead. The staff guys, like I said, you really don't have to worry about these guys at all. So here we have the next box puzzle. This one's a little bit graduated from the previous one, same concept, where you're aligning the air currents. However, you can see there's actually two in each wall that need to be placed, and they're set so that they work a little differently. It doesn't mirror like the last one. Oh god, why did I grab the box?
I think that was a glitch in the battle system there. Because it's the same button.
Yeah.
That's a common tactic for this room. You impale one vampire and then jump up over onto that ledge there, because for some reason they can climb walls and kill you, but they can't. But they absolutely refuse to jump up onto that little ledge.
Yeah, the strange thing I've had here is I've had them get stuck on boxes where they'll climb up on top of the box and just sit there. I've had them do all sorts of very weird things, but they won't follow you into very basic areas.
I'm thankful for that.
I would complain more if I just didn't hate those things with a passion.
Yeah, seriously, they're the easily the worst enemy in the game. Maybe that's why this is the longest area in the game. They wanted to make sure that they got their mileage out of the worst one of the lot.
Yeah, it must have just run out of ideas at the last point too. Because when you think about it, it really is the most difficult enemy. Everything else can be sort of trivialized, especially later. That's not the block I need.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious. You dragged it over a short while, and you're like, wait a minute. You just pushed it, and you're like, screw this thing.
And this, I have no idea why I do this. In the end, the block got where it needed to be, but like sometimes at least I find that I'll just start flipping things and moving things around and not really know what the hell I'm doing until a little bit later.
I would call that gut instinct. Like you think you're going, but because of the way everything is going, like the way you stop there to to see if the vent was going in the right direction.